Welcome back to another KB Hunting Crew episode. We are in the heat of summer right now. We are getting trail cams out. We're getting food plots made. Everything is getting ready for this upcoming year. What we want to do today is just go and show you a little bit of our 26th season of shed hunting. This video specifically focuses on my family shed hunting. We found 23 sheds this year, which is our most by far. However, 10 of them were from prescribed burns, and even though I still really value those sheds, I feel like that's a little bit on the cheating side. But hope you enjoy the video. Thank you. All right, we're back walking again. Right now we're walking a property that we found 2 sheds in last year, so I'm hoping to find something. Nothing yet. We're about a quarter of the way done, so we got quite a bit of walk left. My dad and my sister went out earlier today. Quick little report on how that went.
Nothing,
right? But we're out here walking right now, and we found a really big rub. Look at this thing. Pretty huge. There we go. our first shed was found by my sister Caitlin. It is broken off here. We found it in the dirt, frozen in. This was early on in February, so we actually had to take a chisel and chisel it out, but that's what that one was, old shed. Second shed we found was from me. I found this shed on some state land. Nice 4-point, got some good mass, got chewed up a little bit, but that's what this one looks like. Next shed is a 5-point. It is old. You can see, like if I were to take this tine and pull back, I'm sure it'd break. But it is an old 5-point. My dad found this one in the same place that I found that previous 4-point. Next shed. This is a 4-point that my sister found. Again, it's an old shed. This is a place that we actually walk every year heavy. I'm surprised we missed it in years past because this is at least a year old, if not more. But yeah, my sister found that this year on our main property. Then, that was the only shed we found on that property. Later in the day, we went somewhere else, another one of our properties, and I found this one, a nice little 3-point. I kind of like these little ones. They always look clean, in my opinion. And then right after I found that one, within 10 minutes, I found this one. Broken off main beam. A really long main beam, in my opinion. But a good-looking buck here. And then on that same property again, my sister Caitlin found this one. Nice little 3-point. Again, I think this is a really pretty shed. All right, then later we went and started walking some other properties. My dad found this one sitting in the grass by a barn. Oh, 2-point. And then we got to a new property. Caitlin found this really all chewed up 1-point. It's barely hanging on by a thread here. But yeah, super old. And then Caitlin found this one later on that property. I actually basically stepped on this one. I can't believe I missed it. And Caitlin was like, "Did you see that sitting there?" And I'm like, "Nope." So we picked it up. A nice little 4-point there. And my dad found this one on that property as well. He was driving the 4-wheeler and saw it. There we go. Then I found the biggest shed up to date in my life. It is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-pointer. This one doesn't quite count. This one doesn't quite count, but it's close. Either do these. But lots of mass, really tall tines here. Really cool buck. I actually never saw this buck on camera ever, so I was really surprised to pull this thing. But yeah, very happy with this buck. Really cool buck. Then I went and walked a state land spot and found this old thing. It's a good looking 4-point, but it's old, but that's okay. And then we thought our season was done. That was 13. That was actually one better than our previous record ever. And we thought we were done, but then we went and found some prescribed burns where I found my target buck last year. This is the buck we call Goalpost. And I think you could see why we call them Goalpost. I thought these brow tines were a foot long. They're not quite a foot. They're only 10.5 inches. And well, one of them is 11 inches. Not quite a foot, I guess, but super long main beams. And actually, it was a cool story of how we found it. I found both of them. I was driving home from work one day, and I knew that they just burned. And I decided to go really slowly by the road, and I actually spotted this one from the road in my truck. So I stopped, I ran out there, this state land, and I grabbed this, I rushed home, all excited. I called my parents, I called Emily, because I knew immediately that it was our target buck. And I'm like, well, I gotta go back out and look. And I went back out there, and 100 yards away, this one was sitting. So really pretty. They are burnt, but I think these are two magnificent sheds still. They look great. Then my wife and I went out driving in our stuff, in our side-by-side, and we found this matching set. I had pictures of him all winter. I was waiting for him to drop. We walked the property, never found his sheds. Turns out that they were in the middle of our CRP. We probably had somebody walk within 10 feet of them, but tough to tell. But yeah, another burnt one, but a nice little set. And then my dad went and burned something on his own, and he found 6 of them. I guess I don't know the exact order he found them in, but he found this little 2-point, found this little 3-point, found this 4-point here, found a spike, found another 2-point, and then he found this one, this 4-point, which I'm actually found out. It's at the same property that we've already found 3 sheds at. I think it is the matching side to this one, which it looks almost identical. So that property produced 9 sheds for us, which is outstanding because the most it's ever produced before was 3 or 4. But it helps when we go and burn it and we find 6 sheds in the burn. We scoured the area for this one to try and find the matching set, and it turns out it's about 50 feet away. We just didn't look in the right spot. So yeah, those were. Well, that concludes our video and our 2026 season of shed hunting. Lots of success. We walked a lot of miles. I put on 27 miles. My dad put on 20 and a half miles, and my sister Caitlin put on 21 and a half miles. And we probably put on 10 plus miles of 4-wheeler as well. So we did a lot of travel, a lot of looking, a lot of searching for these bad boys. And came up with some pretty good successes, with this being my biggest shed to date and my biggest matching set plus the target buck last year. So definitely a good year. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. Otherwise, see you next time.